All right, the big talk this morning from last night's big games, not only the score, but also the commercials.
Yes, many people probably change their focus to the commercials rather than the game, and it makes sense why. Each commercial costs a pretty penny.
That's right. This year, the Ad Bowl had you and a group of experts chime in on the commercials. Joining us now is Daniel Andriani, Creative Director from Albuquerque Advertising Agency, McKee Wallwork and Company, which first launched the Ad Bowl. So thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So let's talk about this. How did the Ad Bowl go this year?
I think it went really well. I mean, we had a lot of voters. The new thing this year was that we were having also marketing experts chime in to tell us what they thought about the ads. And of course, the consumers sort of agree on what they liked, and the marketing experts sort of disagreed on what they liked and didn't like. So that was pretty interesting. So no consensus there.
No consensus, okay.
Which ones did you think were the best?
Personally, as a marketer, I thought that Audi Dober Wawa was still my favorite one. That was my favorite one on Friday, just because it was a simple idea, a great storytelling. It felt very actual. I mean, this is where advertising is moving to more storytelling. It's not about pushing product as much as it used to. So I thought they did a really good job at that. I think Budweiser as well, Bud Light with the Up for Whatever, although it wasn't an ad.
Yeah,
it was more of a stunt.
I was into it.
Well, let's take a look really quick at the Dober Wawa for those that didn't see it last night.
I think I like this little guy.
I love this one.
You know, you could always compromise and breed them together. Dober Wawa. Know what I mean?
I've never seen a breed.
That's so strange.
It
So
was
that one you feel worked pretty well.
Well, it was memorable. So, you know, there's a lot of ideas in marketing going back and forth. How much the ad should be about the product versus story. And of course, as a marketer, you always want to make sure your product is centered up to the idea. But at the end of the day, the consumer responds really well to great ideas. And in this case, I thought it was a great one. A simple idea. Don't compromise Audi. I think it was really on brand.
Now, you're also talking about the Bud Light one, which we were talking about earlier in the show. So let's take a look at this one in case y'all missed that one as well.
All right, he's alone. Now send her in.
Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm Kelly.
Ian.
Ian?
Ian, pleasure to meet you.
If I give this to you, are you up for whatever happens next?
3 seconds ago, we gave Ian Rappaport a Bud Light and a choice. Ian is not an actor. He has no idea what's going to happen next.
I think I could do that.
All right, he's in the limo, Reggie. That's you.
How are you?
I loved that one. I was like, okay, let's go back to Ian. Let's see what's
Well,
happening.
it's a smart thing. I mean, again, using a stunt and making a commercial out of it, I think builds up on the experience that you can have online on YouTube and trying to find out, you know, behind the scenes kind of things. So I thought that was really successful, if only because, you know, what are you going to say about Bud Light? I mean, it's an established brand, it's beer, so, you know, and this idea was basically if you grab a Bud Light, maybe something crazy will happen.
You might meet Don Cheadle in an elevator with a llama,
exactly.
and you might ping pong Arnold Schwarzenegger
That's
in a
right.
bad wig.
Yeah. And what did you think was the biggest fail?
Well, I think, I mean, it was a nice try. I think Chrysler with Bob Dylan was a decent try. But at the same time, I felt there was a disconnect between what I think Bob Dylan represents as an icon and basically anti-establishment and what Chrysler is.
That's a good point, yeah.
And so a lot of people, it was either love or hate.
Right.
And if you think of Eminem a few years ago when he did Chrysler and We'll Bring Detroit Back, I mean, Eminem is about kicking butts, I guess. And so at that time, we're like, okay, let's bring Detroit back. Whereas this was this weird man who used to be anti-establishment in the 60s, sort of disappeared, and then he comes back to talk about Chrysler. It just felt like a very weird statement. I thought it was long and overproduced, very... so I thought there was an opportunity there, but it was a miss.
Yeah. Well, so at the end of the day, that we got to go with just the one that the coup de grace. What in your opinion? What won the Ad Bowl?
As far as the consumer base goes, it was definitely the puppy ad with Budweiser and the Clydesdale.
Puppy Love, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Puppy Love, yeah. And that one was very successful. Of course, they played all the right triggers, and, you know, it was the little puppy, the horses, and the very touching moment. So there's nothing, I mean, you can't not like that. So that was a big hit. Although an easy exit, I find, you know, as far as storytelling goes, that was the big hit.
Okay.
Yeah, and Doritos as well, with the kid riding the dog was a big one.
Yeah. So lots of really good ones out there. Thank you for coming back in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for everyone that voted. They're having a lot of fun with it.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, still to come.